That's great. Good to know. Now let's talk about NBA,
Yes.
which you were the chairman, Ikeja branch, and also the second vice president. There are some Nigerians who believe that NBA is politicized these days,
Yes.
and looking at some of the crises that trails the election and then the internal leadership crisis. What's your take on this?
MBA is supposed to be a voice for the voiceless, just like everything Nigerian. We have been having problem on leadership, recruitment of leadership, electoral process, almost 3 consecutive times now. All the electoral processes have been challenged in court. The fairness has been questioned. And some of us are getting worried, that if we continue like this, we may lose credibility and we cannot be a voice for the voiceless. MBA is a pressure group. So they must be seen to be clearly impartial. They must be seen to be integrity laden. They must be seen to be credible. The leadership must be respected so that when they speak, the government knows that they are not coming from a biased point of view. They are speaking on behalf of the majority of Nigerians. So the electoral process has been questionable, but the good thing and the good news is that the present leadership has made up its mind that they want to correct all that. The previous flaws will not repeat itself, they emphasize. A committee has been set up to look at our electoral fairness and ensure that the subsequent election will not in any way raise controversy and crisis or even litigation. So that is being worked on, and I believe the present leadership will be able to handle that aspect in order to get it right. Because if we can't get it right in our own profession, we don't have any right to criticize what goes on at the national level. And so I believe that will be taken care of based upon the promises that the present leadership has made. Now, we must be careful also who we recruit. You cannot get people who have never seen anything in governance, wrong in governance, who have never criticized government when they are not doing things rightly. A lawyer who has no pedigree in looking out for people whose voices cannot be heard, who have not spoken on behalf of the masses of the country, whose pedigree and antecedent is not pro-masses to occupy the position of leadership of MBA. The moment you don't have the correct kind of leadership in MBA, then you don't expect MBA to play the role it ought to play. So the recruitment process is key. But what I discovered over time now is that money now is what is just ruling also, our MBA. Because of the economic situation in the country, somebody who has so much money comes around, throws around and becomes MBA president. And there is no way he can be expected to perform. And that's the truth. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We have made mistake also in national recruitment of leadership from 1999 to date. We keep on making mistakes in allowing wrong people to occupy Senate, House of Reps, governorship position, presidency, and you expect miracle. It can't happen. It can't happen. You can't have brains, intelligent men that can run this country effectively. When they want to contest, you're asking them for money. Before you can elect them, you're asking for a bag of rice. And they won't give you because they don't have it. But they have intelligence. They have the knowledge. They have the wisdom. They have the patriotism in order to be allowed to occupy a position of leadership. You don't want them. You prefer the money bags. Most of them are people whose records are questionable. You don't know even how they come about the money they have made, and they throw it on us. And even little at that. And then you now give them position to occupy. There is no way they can give you back whatever you want. So the recruitment process is nationally and even in our profession, and it's unfortunate for people who are learned. So I've seen it happen where even at the branch level, you see people who have no antecedent, who cannot in any way manage and give result, being given position, and then we expect a miracle to happen. So I should blame the electorate. We should now be concentrating on the electorate who are making the wrong choices. Look at the election that happened in Lagos State now on local government. You cannot plant apple and expect orange. It's not possible. As long as we allow people who have no competence to preside over the affairs of Nigeria at every strata, we cannot have the kind of change and revolution we desire.
What does this say about the justice system in Nigeria?
Our justice administration of criminal justice is so bad, so poor. There is none. One, they don't even investigate, appropriately. They don't have the wherewithal. You see how Hush Puppy has pleaded guilty. Why? Because before they come for you for arrest, they would have gathered all the evidence. And then when they come in and ask you to answer and show you all the avalanche of evidence they have against you, you have no choice than to say, look, is there any way out of this mess? They don't come and arrest you and begin to fish for evidence, which is what happens with our security agencies. Most of these cases they're handling, and that's why they always lose those cases, is that they don't carry out any proper investigation. Don't be surprised that most of these high-profile cases, Sowore, Jalingo, Nnamdi Kanu, at the end, and just like what happened to Ezazaki, where you had kept him in detention now for 6 years, only for that particular matter to be thrown out. Why? Because you don't have any evidence linking him to the crime. But meanwhile, you have kept him in detention when he has not been convicted, because the law presumes any person accused of any crime has been innocent until the contrary is proved. Even when the court ordered that he should be released on bail, you disobeyed it, believing you have evidence to convict him. Now you have not been able because the court says there is no evidence. So the issue is that our administration of criminal justice has issues. If we talk about investigation, most times they don't employ technology in investigation. If we begin to employ technology, it's going to help so much. See that particular Ebano supermarket that was burned recently. You saw how the CCTV picked out the girl that carried out that particular crime. You see what technology has done. If there is no CCTV, would you know that nobody will know who has committed that crime?
Yeah.
I'm saying deploy technology. Let everywhere be CCTV'd in the country. It will help. By the time you want to make arrest, be sure you have done your homework as a security agent. Don't go after somebody and then get him into custody and now begin to fish for evidence.